And Mr. T. Fred Harvey has left the building, and that was pretty incredible. And thanks to every one of you listeners for giving us the opportunity to speak to these incredible heroes and share their stories. And none of this would be possible without your support. So, if you do want to support this podcast, and actually at the same time you can support yourself.
Of course.
That's kind of the way we've set things up.
That's how.
Echo, perhaps you could show us the way to properly support.
Sure. Of course. Be happy to. All right. First way is originmaine.com. Okay. So Origin, that's a company. Our company.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Roberts' company in Maine. So it's called originmaine.com. Anyway, this is where, okay, first thing you want to do to support yourself, very important, by the way, joint supplements. Krill oil, that's to me an everyday supplement. Actually, most of these are everyday supplements, I think.
Yeah. There's some that might not necessarily be classified as everyday supplements.
Yeah, like the milk may not be everyday supplements.
Well, I beg to differ, sir.
Could be. Yeah. That's like maybe could, maybe couldn't.
Yeah. I guess it's not. I would say the one that I would say discipline, you don't need that every day.
Yeah.
Straight up krill and joint, yeah.
Yeah.
Joint warfare and krill oil, yeah. That's daily.
So super krill oil, not to split hairs, but
yeah.
Jocko super krill oil is a krill oil supplement. And when people ask me still now, hey, there's fish oil, there's krill oil. What's better? Krill oil is better, not just because I like it better. It's factually better. This is why. Has more antioxidants.
Boom.
Better absorption.
Boom.
Better meaning like numbers wise.
Check.
And I can go into why. You want me to? I will.
I'm not really sure, but I think
so the omega-3s, the omega-3s get attached to your phospholipids, as opposed to in fish oil, the omega-3s get attached to the triglycerides. So
well, there you have it,
that
dude.
method of delivery delivers a higher percentage of the omega-3s.
Boom.
Into your situation.
The science just stopped right there. You had limited science, but I still dig it, you know?
Yeah, but you understand how it works now, though.
Yeah,
See,
sure.
If you know that as a fact, unless I'm lying, which I'm not, you know how it works as a fact. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference between me saying that.
Let me tell you what I know.
No, all right.
You take it, you feel better. That's what I know.
All right, see, that's very unscientific. You'd be like, okay, I feel better.
But wait a second. Honestly, if I came to you with a book and explain this to you technically, what would have more weight? Me being like, hey, here's how this works with the phosphogenic materials moving through your membranes, or if I was like, bro, you got to try this because it works.
Yeah.
Which one would carry more weight?
With me, with me, I think the book.
Oh, the book trumps Jocko.
Only because the reason that you're making actually a really good point, in my opinion. The one, the whole, it's like social proof, right? Social proof. That's like a real thing.
But you started taking krill oil because I told you to.
Because you, yeah.
Despite everything that the book said. So I think you just, speaking of not telling the truth, I think you just lied.
I'm saying nah. Well, you know what? You're absolutely right. And actually, I'll do you one better. Actually, you'll do yourself one better. You told me to take krill oil. I took krill oil. My father-in-law's been telling me to take krill oil for a decade. Dang. Literally 1 decade. No krill oil. Not even one.
Does he listen to the podcast? I hope not.
I hope not, too.
Because otherwise you're in trouble.
Highly disappointed. Nonetheless, I'll tell you what it does. It keeps your joints healthy. Healthy joints are happy joints. As far as joints being happy goes.
Listen to you with a little jingle.
I'm just saying, it's true, bro. It's true. Anyway, this is one of those things where it's like it's a marked. When I say it's not the kind like, hey, I just feel better. It's not that. That's real ambiguous in my opinion. When you're like, hey, I just feel better. I just feel better. You're like, all right, bro. There's a lot of things that can make you feel better. Like you get a good TV show on, that'll make you feel better.
No.
Technically?
No.
Technically?
No.
Technically for most people that are not you, bro.
No, bro.
Nonetheless, you see what I'm saying?
When you watch let's say a good TV show.
Hawaii Five-0.
Okay, you watch Hawaii Five-0.
Yes.
You're saying I'm not going to speak for you. If I watch a TV program, the whole time I'm watching a good TV program, there's something nagging in the back of my mind that's saying like, you could be doing something else. Yeah. You could be improving yourself.
Yeah, you're right.
You could be making progress somewhere. You could be prepping for a pot. You could be doing another workout. You could be swinging a kettlebell.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting there going, "Oh, this show is so awesome. I feel so good about it." Am I right or wrong?
You are right for yourself. I can see how you could think that.
So there's times where you're watching a TV and you're pumped up, like saying you're okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Well, if I was one of those things. Well, here's the thing, though.
Do you still watch that TV program?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't on this past week, because the season finale was last week. So we're off for a few weeks.
I don't know if you still watched it after the incident. The incident.
Anyway, my point is, if someone says it makes me feel better, and the way they say it is a real general way, it's less compelling than them saying, like me in my situation.
Got it.
I'm like, hey, when I woke up, I did like practice perfect form in getting up out of my bed for my back not to bother me super bad, to the point of me actually admitting that it's painful sometimes. Actually, it's not painful. It's just like, you just kind of can't do it. Yeah. And my daughter would jump on my back, all this
Sometimes
stuff.
your back makes you talk like this.
Sometimes, yeah. Anyway, I take krill oil, boom, 6 days, a week later, boom, my dog jumping on my back, no problem. I fly out of bed like I just warmed up.
Now, what about joint warfare?
Same deal. See, and here's the thing. I didn't look as much into the scientific part of joint warfare.
Well, speaking of science, why don't you explain your arm injury before joint warfare, current?
Yeah, so
because this is pretty compelling, in my opinion.
Actually, very compelling in my opinion too. So same deal. This is an anecdotal situation where, okay, all right, some of us may know. I tore my bicep tendon off the bone again. The other side now. Yeah. Hey man, it's that bicep life. It happens anyway. So yeah, this was a few weeks ago.
You're slightly proud.
No,
the way you
I made a joke. I thought I was proud of the joke.
But the way you explained to me that because your biceps are so massive, it puts extra tension on the tendons, and that's why they got torn. Even though you're explaining it like you're hard done by, but the reality is you kind of got a big smile on your face, all proud of the guns.
Anyway, bro, no. I'm proud of the joke.
Okay. That's
anyway.
cool. Is that real, though?
I think here's a more accurate way of putting it. So, yeah. So, okay, when you train biceps, right, typically, and some people train biceps there, but typically you don't go all the way down to straight, like no elbow mobility, and then all the way up with a super heavy weight. You just can't do that heavy weight unless you train that way the whole time. So cutting
corners in training.
In a way, you can call it that, and I dig it. Cheating. Yeah. So. I wouldn't call it cheating. Is there cheating?
Remember the big cheat sets with Arnold back in the day? Yeah, that was total 90s bodybuilding. That was all.
Yeah, bro, it's real though.
Doing that, yeah.
So when you develop strength in your biceps with size and all that stuff, when you develop the strength exists mainly on a certain part of the curve of the range of motion, right? Yeah. So, but that strength is still there big time. Your biceps muscle is super strong, but when you extend it to this flex, you still kind of have that strength in the muscle, but down there, it's like, I don't know, it's like the stability of the structure just isn't as much. I don't know. This is me.
Was your arm fully extended both times?
Both times, fully extended, and me just
a little
flexing hard. Yeah, just going too hard, At the time, one was in a tournament, which obviously makes sense because you're after it, and the other time I got too excited training with a training partner I haven't trained with for a long time.
Training with Keeling, escalation.
Yeah.
A little fired up.
We'll see. Escalation, yeah. But anyway, nonetheless, tore off the bones. Bad deal. It's not one of those deals where it's like, oh, I pulled my muscle or whatever. This is so you got to go in, they cut it open, whatever. They stretch it back down. They staple it or whatever back to the bone. Actually, they drill in your bone. He told me that they drill in your bone, make little holes, and they staple it inside the hole. Then they staple it up, stitch you up. So I got that less than a week ago, by the way. Less than a week, literally. And so I'm like, all right, I got to, I'm out of the game for a little bit. I got to get back in as quick as I can. I up my dosage of joint warfare. Krill oil stayed the same. Joint warfare doubled. Actually, it didn't double it. Almost double. Mm-hmm. I was taking 2 a day. Now I take 3 and in the morning and then 2 at night. Right, It's almost double. So I do have a basis of comparison because, like you said, like we know, I had the exact same injury on the other side. Same surgery, same everything. 9 years ago, by the way. I wasn't, I'm older now, so that's something too. So this recovery, like given right now, is like way quicker. Like this morning, while I'm putting on pants, Origin pants, by the way. I literally forgot I had the injury just for a second.
That's pretty
You're
impressive.
just like doing it or whatever.
And we're not even a week out. Are we a week out?
Not even a week. Yeah.
Because you were laid up for a while
For
with
the other one? Yeah.
9 years ago when you were a young buck.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Same
there you go.
exact injury.
Joint warfare.
Boom. Yeah, and nothing
To
is
me,
different.
that is more compelling than you explaining the science behind it. And I'm not saying I don't believe the science. I'm saying I'm talking to you right now, and I've seen this with my own eyes. So that's like, to me, makes more sense.
Yeah,
it doesn't make more sense. Yeah.
This is it's to me, I'm more surprised. Like my wife gets mad at me. It's like, you're injured. You're gonna this and that, because I'm just like cruising, took off the sling or whatever, cruising around lifting weights, not with this arm. I'm not getting nuts. Actually, I'm kind of doing push-ups, like light push-ups on it. But yeah, it's like there's no pain, nothing, no inflammation. Well, very little inflammation, nonetheless. I think the what do you call it? The scientific kind of information versus the peer, the approval. You know, what do you call it? Peer? It's called something. I said it earlier. Nonetheless, like if I tell you, like, oh, this works for me, and like legitimately, if you're a skeptic of the whole deal, like if you're I don't know if this works, then the scientific stuff will.
If there's some reason.
Yeah.
If there's some reason for me to be telling you like to do something.
Yeah, like go to a psychic.
Yeah. Then it's
tarot card. Yeah, then I'll be like, no, bro, you're dumb for doing that. And then you see some scientific literature, then you're more compelled if it's solid.
No, I read the scientific literature. And obviously, as we were putting it all together, it was like, all right, let's get the right stuff in there, which is stuff that I had used from other supplements in the past, but combine it all into one. There you go. Boom. All right.
Jocko supplements. Also, speaking of which, discipline. This is the one you mentioned that you don't take every day. See,
you know who does take it every day?
Dave Burke.
Dave
Good
Burke.
deal, Dave. Hell
Good
yeah.
deal, Dave.
So which is kind of
All about
something.
it.
Which is kind of something, because Dave is one of those smart guys. Dave is kind of one of these guys who's like, he's an achiever. That guy.
Yeah,
he met his brother, by the way.
Yeah.
So if he's doing it every day, there could be something to that. That's what I think. Another one of those.
He the way he talked to me about it, he like got all crazy, like big smile, and was like, I got it on it. He's like, I take it at this time at night, and that way I can wind down, and it gets me all blah blah blah. I was like, dang, Dave.
Dang, even the microdose of caffeine.
Yeah, a little microdose before you go to bed.
Well, he's probably used to the caffeine. That's why.
Yeah, well, no, he does. He takes it far enough ahead of when his family goes to bed. Yeah. He's like taking it, and then he gets a couple hours worth of good, solid output.
Yeah.
And then he goes to bed.
Output.
Yeah.
Here's a weird thing about caffeine. Just as a side note, bro, I've drank a coffee before and went to sleep. It's almost like the coffee put me to sleep.
I'm not like that.
No, because you don't drink caffeine.
Because I don't drink a lot of caffeine.
Yeah. Bro, if you drank a big coffee like the one I drink, bro, you'd be...
Like during the muster, because we're getting limited sleep during the muster, even limited for my standards. Yeah, I take caffeine. I mean, I take this right here. I take this right here. I take Jocko white tea, and I take the Discipline.
But you just keep drinking it.
Yeah, I drink a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because, I'm busy.
But a coffee, you figure, 15 per serving milligrams. And then, so like one of those things I was drinking, I don't know, not today, but the other day, is 300 milligrams of caffeine.
That's just dumb.
So that if you sipped on that, like over, a 2-3 hour period, and just drank the whole thing, ultimately
fired up.
You will be fired up.
No, there's times where I've drank like tons of Red Bull and just been like, which is why I try to taper off the heavy caffeine.
Yeah,
taper off the heavy caffeine. Like that's why I don't make beverages that have 900 milligrams of caffeine, because it doesn't. You don't need that. You don't want that. You start getting it starts having other effects. You start getting like you talk too much, right? Yeah. You talk too much. Actually, speaking of talking too much, I just met someone that came to roll, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's really good to meet you because I listen to the podcast." And he's like, "Cool." And then we rolled and we talked a little bit. And he's like, "You're just like on the podcast." And I said, "Well, it's like just we're hitting record as we discuss things." And then I said, probably the biggest difference between me on the podcast and me in real life is that. In real life, I don't. In the podcast, I talk the whole time, and in real life, I actually don't talk. Very much. I talk a lot less. I should say. A lot less. Yeah. Especially with people I don't know. With people I don't know, I'm not very conversational. When I know someone, I'm cool to talk. But
so if you put 200 milligrams of caffeine rather than 15 you'd be talking a lot.
Yeah,
it's against your whole thing.
Yeah. Well, it'd be making me act out of character.
Out of character. Yeah,
It'd be influencing me in a negative way. In a negative way, I believe.
Yeah.
But if you can just get in the zone, it sharpens the mind. I mean, caffeine's proven.
Yeah.
Proven to sharpen you up.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Yeah, to each his own, you know. I think most people who like caffeine, they're like coffee and stuff, like they like that.
And that's one thing. If you know, you might need more discipline, you might need more caffeine to feel it if you're not, if you're used to it. If you have what's that tolerance?
Yeah, low tolerance or something like that, or if high tolerance. But yeah, and let's face it, discipline, Jocko white tea, that's not why you drink it. You don't drink it because of the caffeine. No. That's not why. That's, you know, you'll include the caffeine.
Yeah, the caffeine definitely, bonus, it's a little microdose. Get you rocking and rolling.
But yeah, that's good. Discipline, cognitive enhancement, that's what you drink it for. Before you do some stuff that needs brain output. That's when you take it. That's when I take it. That's when Good Deal Dave takes it. And that's when Jocko takes it. Also, Molk. This is protein powder, but to call it protein powder is kind of disservice.
For sure.
Because it's just just go with Molk.
Molk.
Here's the thing though. We don't want someone, I know, I'm speak for myself, I don't want someone to hear, hey, Molk, hey, what is that? Okay, tastes good, all this stuff, but like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that tastes good. You will get good protein from Molk.
Yes, you will.
Very important to know
what else
that.
is in there's probiotics.
Oh, no kidding. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and see what's good. What doesn't probiotics? Okay, maybe for you it's not like this. When I hear probiotics, I always think like, oh, that's something that, you know, someone's like, oh, you got to take your probiotics, right? Like it's not something, you know. For me, it's like, oh, I'm gonna take protein. Good.
Yeah.
Probiotics. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But so I've taken them like a couple times before, but there's probiotics in it, and so now I realize like, I feel good. Like my gut feels good. So maybe there's something to that probiotic activity.
Okay, bro. Okay, so when you say maybe I'm not like that, you're correct. I'm not like that. Probiotics are good. Like antibiotics. Well, antibiotics are good, but what they're for.
I got it. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So probiotics are like, they're probiotic.
Well said.
See what I'm saying?
Well said. Nicely done.
No, basically like your gut biome, right?
Yes.
It promotes healthy bacteria, all this stuff in your thing. It's a huge deal.
Yeah,
actually.
I know. And now I'm starting to realize that. I started to realize I've been wrong for 46 years.
Yeah, it's kind of like if I have like, it's a metaphor right now. If I have the key to life, right? The answer to life, right? What is the meaning of life? I have it in my hand. I'm about to tell you, right? But you have earplugs in, so you can't hear me. I still told you.
Yeah.
But you can't get it in your brain because you have earplugs. Well, you put that probiotics, boom, takes the earplugs out, boom, you got it in your brain. Same thing.
That's
Same
great.
exact thing, except it's
you should turn that whole
biome.
thing into an advertisement. I think that's just incredible.
Maybe I will. Anyway, it's called Molk, and it is mint chocolate flavor.
And peanut butter's coming. Peanut butter chocolate's coming.
See, that's
and then it's just going to be. Yeah. And I think we're good on chocolate, just straight chocolate.
You're good, like that's a go.
I've got the sample, and I had it this weekend, and yes, it is GODD good.
Well, I think the chocolate is kind of the staple, right?
It is, and that's why it took us a little while because it's hard to nail it. Yeah. No one to nail it,
right? To make it taste like chocolate and not diet chocolate or something like this.
I don't want anything that tastes diet anything.
You see what I'm saying? Cool. Well, nonetheless, be on the lookout for that. And that is, if you're taking protein powder and are like, hey, I want some good quality protein powder, forget about the term protein powder.
Yeah, because that gives you the idea that this is going to taste like crap. And this is the miracle. It tastes delicious.
Straight up.
And it tastes delicious, and it's got no sugar in it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that
awesome.
is a miracle. Also.
Or whatever, wait. Does it have a gram? It might have like a gram.
We'll put it this way: it's not full with sugar like the old school Mega Mass 5 million in the big dog
It's not
food bag. Remember that shit?
Not that.
Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That tasted kind of good. But
it's
still
sweetened with monk fruit.
Yeah.
That's that. So if you're wondering, like, well, how does it taste? Not like the artificial sweeteners that people serve up, which taste nasty. Like no matter what, it tastes like crap.
Is monk fruit creamy? Nah, I mean, that's a weird question, but like monk fruit, because it doesn't taste like, you know how you use like a I guess, you know, like a sweetener, it has a fruity sweetened thing. Like the chocolate mint doesn't have any.
I don't know what it
kind
looks
of
like in its raw form, but I know that it tastes freaking delicious.
Well, I'm going to look into that one, and I will report back. Speaking of reporting back, if in fact you want to look at it this way, I'm reporting back to the 3 people this week that asked me what gi should I get when I start jiu-jitsu. So I know to most of us this is obvious right now, but I will answer this question anyway. It is an Origin gi and rash guard if you're doing no gi, by the way. But you get an Origin gi. You get the Origin gi for many reasons. Not only because it's the best gi, but because it's made in America as well. And there's plenty of options on there. So me saying get an Origin gi, it's not just one Origin gi. I guess technically, in a way, you just get if it's an Origin, it's good, but you have many different options within the brand of Origin gis. So go there. Like I said, originmain.com. That's where you get everything.
Made in America.
Made in America. From the dirt to the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, because if you don't really know what that means, it might not make as much sense. But when you do know what it means, it will make sense. This is what it means. The cotton is grown from America, or in America, from the dirt. Get it now. And then the shirt at the end, where technically it's a gi. Or whatever you get. Boom. Anyway, Made in America, everything. Originmain.com. Also, there's an immersion camp, jiu-jitsu immersion camp.
Filling up, by the way.
Yeah.
Filling up quick.
So get on that. Well, the space is big, so which is good.
Yeah.
The jiu-jitsu at the muster was good.
Yeah,
how big
awesome.
that was?
Yeah.
That was good, man. And it was still not big enough, I think.
Well, we'll double up if we have to.
Yeah.
We're ready to order more mats. But it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I sort of have an announcement to make on that, too.
All right.
You know who's coming up to that camp?
Lay it on me.
A guy by the name of Dean Lister.
Oh, yeah, dang.
Dean's coming
the
up.
Knowledge.
So,
okay, good.
The knowledge, exactly.
Yeah.
Just straight knowledge. And if you come up, you get a chance to learn from Dean Lister. And that's as good as it's going to get.
Yeah.
Learning
Dean is one of those guys, like kind of those wizard types.
Yeah.
With, I remember, and granted, I was a white belt.
He's not even a kind of like thing.
Straight up.
He's got a gift. Yeah. Like a legit gift that people do not have.
Yeah. You ever, and I'm not even asking, have you ever, because I know you have probably many times, but you asked Dean a question about like this problem that you're having, and you're having it because the guy who's doing it to you, this move to you, is just super good, but you're having this problem, and you're kind of halfway thinking, actually more than halfway thinking, this is not really an answerable question, but whatever, the more info I have, and you ask him, and then he solves your problem, and you're like, bro, have you been thinking about this the whole time? All this jiu-jitsu stuff or whatever, while all of us have been living life kind of thing. That's what it seems like.
He taught something the other day, and it's from, I use the crucifix a lot.
Sure.
So he taught something from the crucifix that I never saw before, never thought of. And he did it like it was just like, like taking a breath. He's like, oh yeah, when you get this, you do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you serious? I've been training with you for 23 years, and you never maybe gave me a heads up on that?
Yeah.
Bruh. And the reason is, there's so much in his brain. There's so much jiu-jitsu in his brain, he can't even like figure out what to tell you unless you come to him with a problem. Right. That's why it's great if you're coming to the immersion camp, come with problems for Dean.
Yeah.
Come with questions for Dean, because that's what you want, and then you can draw the answers out that you need from him, because there's too much. You can't download everything from his brain. You can't.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, he's going to teach you, like, you learn this one thing. No, you're going to have to bring questions to him that then he'll solve problems for you.
Yeah.
That's what I recommend. Jiu-Jitsu camp, immersion camp.
Yes.
26 September through May 2nd. Did you say that already?
August
26th. Sorry. I guess I said it wrong.
End of August. Oh, good. I remember that because that is my son's birthday. August 26th through September 2nd. 2 sessions?
Or you can say for the whole time.
Or the whole deal. Yeah, man. Good deal. Good
register
fun.
Register at originmain.com.
Yep. Leif is going. Leif Babin. Dave Burke. Good deal, Dave.
Yep.
I'm going. JP's going.
I think it's going. Yep.
How's this Dean? When I got my surgery last week, I'm going in for my surgery. Dean is there just coming out of his surgery. Yep. So how is he going to be as far as rolling?
He won't be able to go roll hard. Yeah. But I trained yesterday. Just a little in-house, little core group of guys. We came and trained, and Dean came and coached, and he was showing moves.
Yeah.
So he was putting pressure.
Yeah. I'll be there, kind of on the.
You'll be on the cusp.
On the fence there. Like, I rolled with Pete. like, at origin where before I got my surgery, but my bicep was detached, and I just put my hand like this. I couldn't. You just basically can't pull. Yeah, I can anyway. This is my injury. Bicep, I can't pull.
You just have to be careful.
Yeah, so I could do a lot of that kind of rolling, but it's hard. I can't roll probably with
level 12 head hunters.
Yeah, less experience or something like that.
Yeah, I'll just roll with you.
No, you can't roll with me. I'll roll with Pete. That's all. I basically just trust Pete. That's it, pretty much. But yeah, go to that. That'll be fun. Don't worry what level jiu-jitsu you're at. Even if you're at literally level 0.
We had level 0 people came last year.
Yeah, like
first
a
jiu-jitsu
big group
class.
of them too.
For sure.
Yeah, it's good.
Come and get it.
So yeah, come and get it. Also, for fitness gear, the best fitness gear, some of the best fitness gear, all the fitness gear I have pretty much onit.com/Jocko. That's where you get it. Also, I got Onit socks, by the way. Freaking awesome. Got them on right now. Get the primal bells, the kettlebells. See what I'm saying? And when you're looking for the information before you start the kettlebells, it can be dangerous, bro. Swinging around big cannonballs.
Yeah, sure. Could have a mishap.
Yeah, look at that. Big time. They got some good information on technique and all that stuff. It's good. A lot of cool stuff on there. Onit.com/Jocko. Also, when you get the books that Jocko reviews on this podcast, I got them organized on the website, jockopodcast.com. Books from the episode, this little tab on the top. Click on there. Boom, I got them all organized by episode. Click through there, take it to Amazon, and, do your shopping. Get the book. Get whatever else. Keep shopping. Whatever. Or not. Whatever you like. Nonetheless, it's a good way to support if you do. Also, subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. On Stitcher and iTunes and Google Play and wherever you listen to the podcast, because there's a lot of podcast apps out there, and I get it. It's good. It's a good thing. Vast marketplace of podcast apps. Get in there. Nonetheless, subscribe when you do, and that's a good way to support. Also on YouTube, video version of this podcast, if you're interested in that video version. Also, we got excerpts on there. It's a good reason to subscribe, in my opinion. So when I put out an excerpt, maybe that's the one that really you're waiting for. Rather than sifting through all the episodes and then sifting through the episode, which is 3-4 hours long sometimes. And then, there it is, and then listening to it kind of thing. And, I don't know how practical that is sometimes. So boom, I try to put all the excerpts, all the points, all the significant points, and there's a lot, by the way, that Jocko makes. Try to put them in excerpts on the YouTube channel. Maybe that's the one you were looking for. It's good. That's a good reason to subscribe, in my opinion. So yeah, do that. Good way to support as well. Also, Jocko has a store. It's called Jocko Store. So let me ask you this. Not you, Jocko. Ask the people. Have you ever looked at Jocko's shirt and been like, you know what? I wish I had that shirt. Or have you ever looked at a shirt that I wear that says discipline equals freedom? Have you ever looked at that and said, dang, I want that shirt? Guess what? There's a place you can get them. It's called jockostore.com. That's where you can get it. Discipline equals freedom. Get after it shirt. The actual shirt that Jocko's wearing right now, literally the one that Jocko's wearing right now, you can get that shirt. Represent. Big time. Good way to support. And support yourself. There's also rash guards and stuff on there. Patches. Hoodies. Hats. New hats, by the way.
Trucker hats.
Trucker hats.
Well, I like the trucker hats.
Yeah, the flex fit. I thought you'd like the flex fit.
Yeah, I don't like flex fit, actually. But I know that's probably the preferred hat in the population of the world is the flex fit.
Yeah, I think
still
so.
like trucker hats. Old school back in the day.
Have you ever worn a flex fit hat?
Yes.
Oh, you have? Oh, straight up. All right.
Yeah.
And you don't like that one. You don't like the convenience of the flex fit. I guess if you have the snapback, you just put it on one side. It's not like your head gets bigger.
No, my head does not get bigger.
Your head gets bigger.
Or smaller on a daily basis.
Really? Because after we roll, sometimes I feel like your head's kind of bigger.
No, I think that just might be the way you feel.
Mine's just smaller. I get it. Nonetheless, both types of hats on there. Women's stuff on there as well. I'm putting tank tops on there. So be on the lookout for that.
Like for dudes tank tops?
There's already women's tank tops on there.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna get dudes going
dudes,
old school.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly right. Boom, summertime.
Yeah.
Right? Boom, show off the guns.
Beanies.
Sun's out, guns out, beans out. Beanies are in for just in time for summer. All good. But some places like Alaska, summertime's cold too. So boom, get the beanie. Also, Psychological Warfare. If you didn't know what that is, it's an album. Jocko's album on iTunes with tracks Jocko tracks, and here's what it is. Not Jocko singing, it's Jocko talking to you. Every track is Jocko talking to you. And what he's telling you is reasons why you shouldn't give in to the weakness that you will be giving into sometimes if you don't have this. You will be giving into this weakness on your path, on your campaign against weakness, on the path, on the war path. We're all on the path, by the way. Are we not?
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think you're kind of the leader on this path. I kind of evaluated
I'm just
this.
over here doing what I'm doing.
Okay. No. And I was into working out before. I get it, but it's the kind where, like, if I didn't feel like working out, it's like, I just kind of won't work out. I'll do it tomorrow because I will, and I would usually, kind of thing. But when you kind of quantify it as this path, and when the term campaign against weakness kind of got introduced, that's a really good thing too, because generally speaking, that's really what jams you up in my opinion, in my experience, where, yeah, if I don't feel like doing it, right? I don't feel like doing it. That's weakness, right? If I say, I'm not going to do it because I don't feel like it, then you go through life not feeling like doing stuff and not doing it. And most of the time we don't feel like it, especially as you get older, especially as you take on other responsibilities. But if you make it a point to understand that I'm gonna consciously not feel like doing something, understand that it needs to be done, then kind of fight that kind of weakness there. That's the path I'm talking about.
And this will help you with that path.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, back to the psychological warfare.
I think you wrapped it up nicely.
No.
I don't think you need to go into more detail.
To me, it's important to understand that, because the more that, in my opinion, or in my experience, the more I understood that, the more like kind of effective, you are in staying on this path. So anyway, when you reach like a little small point of weakness, you listen to this album, specific track that is designated for that weakness. 100%, you will not give in to that weakness.
That's good. Psychological warfare. We need to make a second album.
Yeah.
People need to ask what they want to hear. What moments of weakness need to be overcome. Yeah. I know I had some for like smoking.
Yeah.
Some for drinking.
Drinking would be a good one.
Check. Yeah.
Yeah. The way it was born was because of a weakness that I specifically had, like something that it kind of like got to me late, like later on.
Yeah.
Like at the time, I'm like, whatever. Why should I put this much pressure on myself? Is that healthy? You ever do that?
No, I know you don't do
that. Come on, let's face it. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like it's a justification, but it's like, hey, you shouldn't put so much pressure on yourself. Don't add this stress. Hey, life is stressful. Don't add more stress like this. When it's like unnecessary.
Add more stress.
Like, it's just an excuse, man. Add more stress.
Cool.
It's true.
All right, quiet
That's
on
Rob
the set.
Jones.
I'm going to do a sound effect thing. Are you ready? So, Jocko White Tea. Obviously, for a long time, we've had tea bags that you can get.
Yeah.
What's that called? Dry tea is what it's called.
Yeah.
And Jocko White Tea available on Amazon. Real tasty and good for you. And we just got it made and put into cans. So here we go. Sound effects. Are you ready? Here we go. This is Jocko White Tea opening. Oh, there you go. So now you can get Jocko White Tea in a can. It is delicious, and it's good for you. And even if you don't like the taste, even if you don't like that it's good for you, you will like the fact that after you drink one can, you'll be able to deadlift 8,000 pounds minimum. That's the minimum.
Yeah.
And it's been proven scientifically, backwards and forwards, double blind, placebo,
sure,
whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Jocko White Tea. It's available on Amazon. Eventually, we'll get it everywhere. That's the goal. But right now, it's available on Amazon because that's the quickest way to get it out to everyone. So there you go. Get it. Victory in a can. Organic. Did I tell you that?
No,
certified
but
organic.
I saw it on the deal. Actually, I saw the deal
organic.
in the beginning. And
just because.
I'm impressed, man. No GMOs here.
No reason to go and drink a drink that's going to have been filled with a bunch of stuff that you don't want in your body.
Agree.
Just drink Jocko White Tea. All right, books. We've got the Way of the Warrior Kid series. And I got, here's just a little note. A guy wrote, my 8-year-old who read your book, Way of the Warrior Kid, in January 2018. Since then, he has gone beast mode. Runs 1.3 kilometers most mornings before school and 2.6 kilometers on the weekends. He trains, plays, and enjoys life since reading your book. His room is immaculately tidy. Your book switched something in him. he is self-motivated and strives to achieve. We talk about 1% in life and doing the small things well in school and sports. Thanks for your service and the book. So there you go. No big deal, right? Can you imagine that? That's freaking awesome. I love
his
hearing that.
room is immaculate.
Immaculate. He's on the path, you know?
Yeah.
The path.
Big time.
So pick up Way of the Warrior Kid and Mark's Mission. Get your kid on the path. If you want to support a warrior kid named Aiden that's making things happen, go to IrishOaksRanch.com and get some of the soap that he makes on his farm from goat milk. He makes Jocko soap so you can stay clean. Don't forget about the Discipline Equals Freedom Field Manual, of course. This was awesome. I was at the muster. And we're doing PT. It's 4:35 in the morning or something. And this woman comes up to me, and she's a little older, and she just looks at me and she's like, "Can I tell you something?" Though that look was on her face, and so I gave her the nod of like, "Go ahead and tell me." And she's like, "It was November 7th, 2017, and I was at Sam's Club, and I saw this book, this black book, and I never saw a book like that." And I picked it up and looked at it and said, "This, I've never seen anything like this." She bought it. And since that time, she's lost 23 pounds, and she said she's got her life back. Boom. That's awesome. So you know who you are out there. So thank you for letting me know that. That was a very cool story to hear. And I appreciate that feedback. That's the Discipline Equals Freedom Field Manual. Thoughts and actions. Both inside. If you want the audio version of that, which people still ask me every single day, you can't get it on Audible. It's not on Audible. It's on Amazon Music, iTunes, Google Play, and other MP3 platforms as an album with tracks. Also for leadership, of course, there's the first book, Extreme Ownership, the leadership book for the battlefield, business, and life. And actually somebody else at the muster said, "Hey, you never talk about the Audible version of Extreme Ownership," because that is available on Audible. And guess who reads it? Leif Babin and me. Mm-hmm. And this guy was saying, you should, everyone should be listening to that. It's better to listen to it than to read it, which that depends on who you are. But for this individual, he was like, "You need to tell people about that. That's awesome that you guys," and anyone else is on that audiobook? Sound effects. We put sound effects in there. Machine gun fire, explosions, things like that. You know why? Cause
immersion.
Immersion. So yeah. So you can get that. Also coming out September 25th, we have the follow-on book to Extreme Ownership. It's called The Dichotomy of Leadership. It's available for pre-order wherever you want to pre-order. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, local bookstore. It's going to be out September 25th. If you want one of the first edition copies, which you do, if you want to be a book person like me, you want to get that first edition because that's cool. And if you don't order it, then you won't get it in time because the publisher won't make enough because they have no idea. They don't understand how many people are out there waiting for this book. So if you want it, order it. That'd be cool. If you want to work with us in person, call Echelon Front. It's me, Leif Babin, JP Donnell, Dave Burke. Our website is echelonfront.com, and we solve problems through leadership. That's it. Of course, the muster leadership seminar, 005 was in Washington, D.C. It was awesome, and it sold out, yes. And there's only one more muster in 2018. It's muster 006 in San Francisco, California, October 17th and 18th. Register at extremeownership.com. If you want to come, it will sell out. And that's all there is to it. And also for current law enforcement, military, firefighters, paramedics, and other first responders, roll call 001, September 21st in Dallas, Texas. One-day leadership training seminar focused on people in uniform. You can register for that also at extremeownership.com. And until the muster or the roll call or the immersion camp in Maine, if you want to communicate with us, you know that you can find us on the interwebs. Echo is at Echo Charles, and I am at Jocko Willink.